TPC YouTubers. Welcome back to the Closet Studio. GhostCob and Macy is here with you. And today we're doing a VR for Sandpiper in his March Meerschaum 200 sub plus GAW. What a great question he has proposed. His question, oh by the way, housekeeping, cup of mud in my Hershey Bears mug. The question was our favorite food. Now, I divvied it up into two things. I hope you're okay with that, sir. I went with a dessert and I went with an actual meal. No doubt, the food that pops into my head the quickest when somebody says childhood foods, it has to be hog maw. Hog maw is pig stomach. Now, we used to butcher on the farm, so we would always keep the stomachs. And if we needed them, she could go buy them from a butcher shop. They're all cleaned out and everything. And my grandmother used to, and my mother used to stuff them with potatoes, cabbage, and sausage. And they were always fantastic. They were always really, really good because the pork, the belly, would flavor that stuff so well, and it would just go so well together. It was always just one of my favorites. I remember dousing it with pepper and being told, you know, the ultimate question was, you know, when I was a kid was, do you want some cabbage and potatoes and stuff with your pepper? Because I love black pepper. But yeah, that was always my favorite meal. When I knew that that was going to be our Sunday meal, that was always exciting for me. So that's my favorite meal. Now, my favorite dessert, you're going to probably laugh because it's kind of copying, but it's none other than an RC Cola and a moon pie. Back home in Pittsburgh, we lived in a very small town outside of Pittsburgh. And our house, our farm, was also the store. So what we done was a portion of the house downstairs was a separate entranceway. There was a door to block from the kitchen into the store, and you could go in and it went right back to the bathroom. And basically we sold, you know, flour, sugar, canned goods. We also sold some stuff that my grandmother had canned. Just anything you could immediately find that you needed was something that we carried in the store. And I remember very clearly being a cooler in there. And of course there was candy bars and moon pies and all that stuff. And I remember my cousins eating Mellow Cups. They're kind of like a Reese's peanut butter cup, but they don't have the peanut butter in them. They have marshmallow cream in them. I always thought they weren't for me. So I always went to the moon pie. And I remember if we were good and we did our chores and we helped out in the evenings, we were allowed to grab something and a bottle of pop for a treat. And that was a true treat for us. The bottles of pop weren't very big. You know, they were little bottles of pop. They were glass bottles, and we had to keep them because we recycled them. They came in wood crates. And yeah, that's what that was my big to do when I was a child, was an RC Cola and a moon pie. So even to this day, when I watch movies like The Green Mile and stuff like that, and you see him eating that moon pie, it makes me chuckle, and it always brings back a memory. Once in a while, I'll pick up one at a grocery store if I see it. And, you know, the cool thing is it also kind of brings a tear to my eye because of all the emotion that's behind it. I had a pretty rough childhood, and when I went home to Pittsburgh, I always had my own bed to sleep in, and I was always treated with respect, and I was talked to, and I was loved. Yes, I did a lot of chores and I did a lot of manual labor, but I was rewarded for them. And that was always big to me growing up. And I'm thankful for the rough childhood that I had at home because it helped make me the man I am today, the father I am today. But when we always went home to Pittsburgh, it was always a very big thing for me, and I always enjoyed it. Even to this day, when I walk up onto the porch, it just brings a smile to my face and a tear to my eye. But the RC Cola and the moon pie, it'll always bring a smile to my face for sure. So those are my favorite foods. If you've never had hog ball, I very highly suggest you try it. There are people that make it in a crock pot without the stomach because they think the pig stomach is disgusting. So they'll just put cabbage, potatoes, carrots, sausage in it, and just make it in a crock pot and just eat the stuffing. I personally think that there is a difference in the flavor when you cook it in the actual stomach. Some people eat the stomach, some people don't. That is one thing that Christy has never, and she swears that she will never make it for me. So when we worked at the milk plant together, there was a fella who used to make it. And he would always bring me in a bowl. And I always cherished it. I always cherished it because it was something that gave me a little piece of my childhood back. Even if it were just for 5 minutes, it was there. And I really, really enjoyed that. So congratulations on all the subs. If you have not subbed Sandpiper, please hit the arrow, go down to the root cellar. The name and the link will be down there along with this information to get a hold of me if you have a question or comment. Also, the link for Bearded Assassins and the Briar Report are down there as well. If you have not found the Briar Report, please hit that link and go there immediately. Because, folks, if you ever want to learn something or keep up on something, that is the place to be. So, thank you all so very much for checking in with me. And until we can get together and pack that pipe or smoke a great cigar, let all what you do be done in love. Y'all take care and God bless.